Hi everyone, welcome back to Stamp with Anna. Today I'm going to make with you this adorable little backpack, and this is made with products from the new Occasions catalog, the mini catalog that runs from January through June 2020. And this is just adorable. You can use this for so many things. A gift card would fit perfectly in there. You can fill it with candy, you can fill it with excuse me, lip balm. You can put little cosmetics in there because it does come from this great little suite called Dress to Impress. It's winter time. You can put little hand sanitizers in there. You can just do so much stuff. Change up the colors, and you can put dog biscuits in it for your dog or for your friend's dog. Just adorable. So let me show you the suite. The suite is called the Dress to Impress suite, and in the catalog here, right at the beginning, I love the way they've set up all the different suites that are available. So you can see them with the sample project they made. Let me just bring this up. Hold that page. I want to bring this up so you can see this a little better. Here is the suite here, and they've made this adorable Mother's Day card with it. And when I show you the suite, you'll see that these little straps here are actually what I use to make the straps of the backpack. So it's really pretty versatile. You can change it up in a lot of different ways. Then let me show you the actual suite here. Here it is. It's called the Dressed to Impress suite. And here again are some new other samples. You can see they have the backpack here. They have little totes here and cards made. Again, those strips were used in this card to make the appearance of a shelf. So you see you can really do a lot of great things with it. And of course the suite comes with paper that is just so phenomenal. Some of them are very bright. You have like bright lovely lipstick in it, yet others are nice and soft that have petal pink in it. And has some nice mint macaron sheer linen ribbon, these adorable tassels, and these little note cards. I will show you a project later this week where I used note cards, but I didn't buy these, quite honestly. I made my own. I did get the envelopes from Stampin' Up, but so you don't have to purchase these, but they're a great price, $8 for 24 cards and 24 pretty scalloped envelopes. And I believe the envelopes are printed. You can see them, they're really nice. And so here is the actual bundle that I'm using. Again, great projects as samples. This is the stamp set, and you can see this is my favorite. Life is Short by the Shoes. Oh my goodness, I love shoes, so that spoke to me. I think I bought this set just for that sentiment. And you have perfume and lipstick, and here's a sentiment that says "Be as bold as your lipstick," which is a great sentiment. And then you have these abstract images here. And if you were to stamp that and then you stamp your lipstick over it, it's instant colored, and it gives your card a different look. It's, instead of being neatly colored in, you get more of an abstract look. There's just so much to do with this, but enough of my blabbing. I'm going to show you how we made this. So the first thing we need is, obviously, we're not using the stamp set for this. We're just using the Thinlits, the dies, and they come on 2 sheets. There's a total of 15 of them, and you can see there's that strap. Here's the lipstick, the shoe, and this here is what we're going to use today to make our bag. And this, you have 2 buttons, and 2 small buttons and 2 large buttons, and also 2 of these clasps for the shoulder part, the hook on the shoulder part. So you make 2 at a time. So we need 2 of those. We need 1 little button, and this piece here, we're going to use this to make the flap, but you can use this certainly to as a mat for a sentiment, and it has that great stitching, which, you know me, I absolutely love. So this, like I said, there's no stamping involved in this one. And what I'm also going to use is the tufted embossing folder. Now, you need 1 piece of cardstock, and here I'm using Highland Heather. I've cut the cardstock in half so that I have 2 pieces of 5.5 by 8.5. And the reason I had to cut it was because obviously it doesn't go through the Big Shot like this. So we're going to, and I know I don't usually do my die cutting on screen with you guys, but I did want to show you how we have to position this. So here is my Big Shot here. My beat up plates. I really do need to change these plates, and I apologize. So here is my Big Shot. I'm going to take one of my pieces of cardstock. Now I need 2 of this piece. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And I need 2 of this piece. So I'm going to just drop that in there. And then I need 1 of this piece. So I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to run it through. And it does cut out nicely. These are the new dies that Stampin' Up! Has. They changed their makeup. So here we go. And when you pop this out, you can see it's beautifully stitched. Okay. And I'm going to pop this out and this out. Now I have to bring in my other piece of cardstock. And again, I'm going to run this through. But this time, I'm only going to run through, one of my envelope, or my backpack, and 1 of this strap, because I only need 1 of this, so I'm not going to run that through again. So I'm just going to run these 2 through. Okay, get that lined up. Get that lined up right. Okay, bring in my plate, and I'm going to cut those out. So my die cutting for the basic parts of my bag are done. Now while I have the die cut machine here, I'm going to die cut what I need for these, I don't know what you call them, fasteners, and this little button. And you can see I have 2 on the back and 2 on the front. So I need 4 of those. Now, like I said, the set comes with 2 of these, and each one of these cuts out 2 fasteners, so I only have to run this through once. Then I need 1 button for my clasp, so I'm going to run that out at the same time too. We used this one at class yesterday, but I see a little spot there. I can cut this out right there. And great way to get as much use as you can out of your precious foil paper. And you know, if you're like me, but I do try to get absolutely as much as I can out of my my foil papers. Okay, and so here are these. Now these do pop out. These little pieces on the side pop out beautifully. And if you just give that center piece a pop there, then turn it over, this pops right out. Nope. And so now you will have 4 of those after you pop those up. Now while I have my Big Shot here, I'm going to do my embossing as well. So for my die cutting, I used my magnetic plate, so I'm going to change that out and bring in just my regular Big Shot platform. And I'm going to bring in my tufted embossing folder. This is a 3D, so I only need 1 plate, so I'm not going to put a plate down here. Now here is my embossing folder, and here is, you have to do this twice. Here is my outside of my backpack. Now I only want to emboss this part here. I don't want to emboss the bottom part here. So I'm going to just bring this up to the end here. If I get a little embossing on that, that's not a problem. So I'm going to close this over. And also you want to make sure that the Stampin' Up! logo is on the top flap of your embossing folder. Otherwise, you'll get it debossed. So you put this down face side up so you can see those stitches. Close it down. And as always, I've mentioned, when you're embossing, especially when you're embossing with these thicker ones, you want to put your embossing folder with the folded edge in first. Otherwise, you might warp them. So here we go. I'm going to run this through. And back. And I have the cutest little tufted fabric. I'm going to do that one more time with my other one. Again, I'm only going to emboss the top part here, so I'm going to line that up with the bottom. Put that in and run another plate through. Now, when I made my sample, I thought that it would be really cool to have the straps embossed as well. So I did run those through, but after I did it, it's very, very faint, and I think I prefer having them without being embossed. So I'm not going to do that for this one here. So now we're going to start putting our project together. I just want to get my button out of the way here. Isn't that just an adorable little button? It looks so cool done up in the foil paper. I'm going to put them off to the side. Okay, so now we have to put our bag together. And it's also pretty important, if you're going to emboss your bag, you do want to cut it first and then emboss it. If you emboss it first and then cut it, when it's going through the big shot to be cut, your embossing is going to get a little squished. So we have our two pieces here. And now for this, you do need something strong, fast fuse, tear tape. I'm going to use tear tape because I love tear tape. So what I'm going to do, there's my first one. I want to attach these like this. Okay, so that's what I want to end up with. So I'm going to put some tear tape down along this edge here. You can use red line tape, but I like the tear tape because, as the name says, you can just tear it. And I'm going to put that on the other side, the flap of the second one. Okay. Now I want to put tear tape on these two little flaps here. Okay, and now I want to put tear tape on just one of these two flaps. So I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to put it close to the bottom. And then I'm going to put it up here, but I'm not going to bring it right up to the top because you'll see on this one here, there is a little space there. So I'm going to bring that down right there. And now I'm ready to, excuse me, attach. First thing I'm going to do is peel this piece off right here on one of them. Okay, so I'm going to press, and with my pickup tool, I'm just going to lift that up. Now I want to line the top up with each one, the top of this with the top of that. Okay, and I'm going to press. Now I want to reinforce my folds, so I'm just going to press down. The die does your scoring for you, so that's pretty simple. I'm going to press that down there. Then I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to do this one here, and this one is where the two meet. Okay, and then I'm going to do this one here. And again, it's really simple because the die does it for you. And these little ones here, I'm just going to press in with my finger. As well as this one. And this one. Okay. So, now we're going to start tearing some more tear tape off. Now these sides here, there is scoring here, and you could fold these in, but I found that once I was done, I just pushed it in with my fingers and it worked, so I'm not going to do that. So here we have this. Now the next thing I'm going to do, this is personal preference, and I told the ladies yesterday, however you are most comfortable doing your tear tape will work. Some people take all their strips off and just put it together. I can't do that. I'm all thumbs, and I end up getting things stuck where they shouldn't be stuck. So I have to do it systematically. So the next thing I'm going to do is take this one off here on the end. I'm going to peel that off. And I want to attach these two ends together. And again, I want to line up my tops. You see that there? I'll line that up there. And then once that's lined up, it's going to line up here on the bottom. Alright? Now I'm going to do my two little ends here. Press that down and take that part off. Okay, I'm going to fold these in, and I'm going to bring this one down, the one that has the adhesive on it. I'm going to push that down. And you can certainly stick your hand in there to make sure you get it in there good. Okay, so now you have that. Now I'm going to take this strip off. I apologize, we had snow last night, which makes it cold out, and my arthritis just goes wonky. So I have that there, and now I'm just going to bring this one in. And again, I'm going to press down. And you certainly use your bone folder if your hands don't fit in there. And press that down. So you have a nice fit right here. Now remember those lines that I said that were here. I found if I just put my fingers in like that, it just folds it up. I find that I thought that might be a little easier than trying to put it together, put the back together while everything was all folded. So I thought I would do this last. And like I said, just a quick pinch with the fingers, and it works great. So now we're going to decorate. So we have our pieces here, our two straps, and our clasp. I found online, oh, where are they? These adorable little Velcros. They're repositionable Velcro. Oh, let me find them on my desk. I'll be right back. Here they are. I found these on Amazon. And here they are. They're Velcro brand, and they're removable mounting circles, and they're tiny. I think they're 3/8 of an inch, which is perfect. A little less than half an inch because it fits fine. And here's a package that I've already opened. So just like regular Velcro, one of them is has the jagged edge, the ragged edge, and one is the soft one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is decide where I want this to go. Okay, so here's my sample. I put mine on so that I have a little hoop here, it's not flush. So I attached it there and then put my Velcro here. If you want, you can certainly bring it down further if you want this to close all the way, but I chose to have it go that way. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my bone folder, and I do want to give this, I'm going to break down those fibers so that it will bend. I'm going to decide this is where I want my Velcro to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my Velcro pieces. In this case here, I'm using the rough edge, and I'm going to put that right here. Okay, the backs of these they're adhesive, so there's nothing to peel off of. Once you peel it off of that sheet, they're adhesive. So I'm going to put that right here in the center of my strap. Okay, then I'm going to take one of the softer ones, and I'm going to put that, again, this is adhesive, I'm going to put that right on top of that. So now when I put this down where I want it to be on my front, it's going to attach. Give it a press and it's attached. So now I'm going to go back And I'm going to put, you could do liquid glue or you could do tear tape. This one here, I did liquid glue, and it works perfectly. The liquid glue, some people aren't crazy about liquid glue because it gets all over their fingers, but whatever you're comfortable with. I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue here, and I'm going to bring it back, line it up where I want it, make sure it's straight, and just hold on to it for a little bit. Okay. And there we go. The back is attached and the front is attached. Now I want you to see that when you pull this off, because these are repositionable, they come off beautifully. It doesn't tear your paper, which is very important when you're doing paper crafts, right? Okay, so now we have the clasp done, and now we have to do our straps. Again, you want to take your bone folder and break down those fibers, because if you don't break down your fibers, when you go attach this is going to, because it's stiff, this is going to make a point, and it kind of loses the effect you were going after. So now I'm going to bring in my little clasps here, and I forgot to take out my other ones. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. And see how they pop out so easily? Love that. You can make a bunch of these, and you know that you're not going to spend all your time trying to take them out of the die. So now you have these. You can do it this way so that the cardstock is over the middle bar, or you can do it this way so that the cardstock is under the middle bar. Whichever way you like. I thought that I liked it better this way, so that's how I went with it. And I'm going to put one of these on both ends of both of these. Okay. And now we're going to attach them. And again, you figure out where you want them. I did it so that these are up high in the front and down low in the back to give it more of a look of a backpack. You could certainly even these out, bring this down, whatever you want. It's your project. So I'm going to start on the back, the front of mine. And you also, when you're doing this, want to try to have these equal here. So what I mean is, like here we have about 1/4 of an inch on this side. So you want this one to be about the same. You don't want to have, you know, a whole inch sticking out on the bottom, because then it would look kind of funny. So once I decide how much I want, I'm going to turn it over. And again, you can use sticky tape, tear tape, to put that there, and it'll catch this buckle here, and it'll work just beautifully. I'm going to use liquid glue because I have a little bit of leeway if I get it on there and it's not quite straight. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there. Okay. And I'm going to attach it right where I want it on the front here. Right here. And I'm going to hold it down and press for a minute. Before I do the back, I'm going to do this front as well. And again, I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to apply my liquid glue. And now I want to try, this is where I want to try to make sure that I have these even. So here, I'm just going to run this over. So right about there. Oops, dropped it. Now bring it over. All right, adjust this a bit. That looks right. And then I'm going to press. And now I'm going to do the back, the same on the back. And like I said, because I made mine as a backpack, I'm going to bring these down a bit. So again, I'm going to decide where I want this. I'm going to put some liquid glue. And I'm going to come, about down to here. And I'm going to press. And liquid glue does set pretty quickly. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same with the other side. I think that's up too high. bring it down a tiny bit. And I'm going to try to make this as even as that one. Bring this up just a tiny bit and press. Okay. And once that's all right, and then the last thing we need to do is attach our adorable button, and for that I'm going to use a glue dot. You could use liquid glue, you could use tear tape, whatever you like. The liquid glue might ooze through the little holes in the button. And there we go. Complete. Isn't that adorable?